Hey guys, so I just finished that season 6 finale of The Walking Dead, and my breath was definitely out of whack. Kudos to Jeffrey Dean Morgan for his awesome portrayal of Negan. At least I thought it was pretty awesome. I can't remember the last time that my breath was that involved and I was that tense watching television, so good job guys. That being said, I'm super frustrated with the ending, which I imagine half the internet is. So I watched it back a few times, and I've got 3 points of reference for who I think Negan killed. Alright? I totally welcome comments and suggestions. If you have an idea, please post it out there. I want to figure this out before October. I don't want to wait that long. But I will, obviously, because we don't have a choice. But for now, here's my 3 points of reference, like I said, on who I think Negan killed. Number 1, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't Carl and it wasn't Rick. Why? Because the one thing Jeffrey Dean Morgan said right before he killed was,
anybody moves, anybody says anything, cut the boy's other eye out and feed it to his father.
You can't take out his eye after he gets bashed in the face numerous times with the bat, and you can't feed the eye to the father if the father's dead. He can't eat the eyeball. So I think that eliminates Rick and it eliminates Carl. That being said, moving on. The second thing was that Rick was the last close-up that we saw. And after that close-up, we saw Negan leave frame with a shadow leaving Rick's face. So that also probably eliminates Rick. Hopefully. I also don't know how the show would survive without Rick. I think that we need him, so I'm hoping that it wasn't Rick, and I don't think that it was. After that, it does seem like everybody was in a pretty straight line, and for the most part, the camera cuts did kind of go in order. Not 100%, but pretty close. And after he left Rick, he entered the frame to the victim from Rick's right, camera left. Which would eliminate half the people in the group. So it would have to be a victim on Rick's right. That being said, brings me to my third point. The first person that Negan mentioned wanting to hurt was Maggie. He said, I want to take her out of her misery. And then Glenn freaked out, which looked like it actually made Negan happy. He's the kind of character that would get off on knowing that he's creating even more of a struggle for the group. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would go back on his instincts either. So if Maggie was the first one that he wanted to hurt, it possibly and probably, in my opinion, was the one he was going to hurt. And from the comic books, anybody that reads would know that Glenn is the one that suffers the wrath of Negan's bat. So wouldn't it be a more interesting and crappy twist of suffering if Glenn had to go on knowing that Maggie was the one that died? And I don't know how they were going to save that baby anyways. It looks like she had a doomed fate anyways. So with that being said, I'm going to suggest that it was Maggie, which brings me to one last point on that decision. She was the one directly to Rick's right. So if the camera showed Negan leaving Rick and going right to the first person right after, it would have been Maggie. That's not for sure because they could have edited it any way they wanted, but it would make sense. So that's it. That's my theory on who Negan killed. I totally welcome comments and suggestions and debate, and I look forward to any insight on this matter. Alright, thanks guys, and we'll see you in October, I guess.